Good evening, one and all. This video is about my journey of undergraduate physics teaching. To start with my personal life, I was born and brought up at Kanchipuram to Srimati Radha and Sri Durarajan. My father is a lawyer, and both of them have been very empathetic human beings. My father is my inspiration to write in Tamil and translate because he used to translate a lot of court matters so that those poor people and people from villages could clearly understand the concepts and the legal matters. My sister happens to be a Japanese language trainer. My husband, he is a HR professional in IT sector, and my son Varun, he is an upcoming industrial designer. Having born and brought up at Kanchipuram, the temple town, like everybody, I was also able to appreciate our heritage, Indian values, culture, and our music just by being there and observing the people. My Tata, Arakonam Devaraja Iyengar, he is a Gandhian and a great freedom fighter who gave away his property for the poor and needy in a small town of Shodingar. Moving on, my school teachers, they have been my second moms. Usha School, a very small school where I did my primary classes. Actually, we were only 8 of us. It was a very small school, and I was very, very fortunate to have Mullai Miss, Then Miss, Nappinai Miss, my Tamil sirs, and Krishnaveni Miss of my class 3 who taught me math so clearly. And all my friends, thanks to them, I enjoyed everyday school. And then I later on moved to SSKV Higher Secondary School in Kanchipuram. It was founded in 1904, so you can understand the heritage it came along with. It taught us, the tradition and imparted the values to one and all. It's a government-aided school, one of the best schools in Kanchipuram. And my Kanakavalli teacher, class 6 to 8, she taught me maths so well, maths and English. Anandi Miss in class 9 and 10, she used to teach English and history geography so very well. Christy Miss, who sowed the seeds of mathematics into me. And Malti teacher, who made me enjoy chemistry. Yes, I really owe these teachers. These people are the reason why I'm a teacher today. And apart from that, they helped me face the stage, speak in the radio, and they showed me different path, we can choose to live a purposeful life. I was actually a very shy girl, honestly. And later on, I moved to Chennai to do BSc Physics. By class 9, I was more or less, I was very sure that I would become a physics professor. Here, I joined Ethiraj College for Women, and my great inspiration, Leela ma'am and Sheila ma'am, they have been my role models, and they were so empathetic, kind, and they were understanding a girl from town. And then later I moved to Pachepas College, where the tutelage under Professor Gunasegaran sir, whom we call as SG sir fondly, he was a teacher trainer for most of the school teachers. He inspired me a lot, and actually he showed me the real world, I would say. He was my PhD guide later on. So the metamorphosis of a shy and a diffident town girl, it happened because of these compassionate teachers. And I strongly believe even now, friends and teachers can change your life. To talk about friends, I had great friends in my class as well as in my hostel. Here is a photograph with my favorite teachers. And as I said, many times, spoken English and the city life, it could be very intimidating for, girls from town. And tell you, these mentors and my good friends, they helped me, overcome that fear and help me be a bold girl. Soon after finishing post-graduation, I joined Dwarkadas Govardhandas Vaishnav College in 1996. At that point of time, it was a men's college. Here I had a lot of excellent teachers. The list is very long. To name a few, my professor, the then head, Major Dr. S. Srinivasan, a strict disciplinarian, and he used to teach me how to teach, as well as he taught me the administration, how to do administration, how to do maintain stocks, how to buy lab equipments, how to put the budget, everything he taught me in those few years, in the initial few years. Professor Ananthan, a great physics teacher, he had just then retired, and I was fortunate that I could interact with him a lot. And visionary principal, Professor S.P. Rajagopalan and Professor S.R. Govindarajan, whom I have never met, but the great stories I've heard about him through our alumni and his family members. He was such a great, not only a teacher, but a great human being. Professor Narasimhan, who helped me to understand the nuances in administration, especially once I became head of the department, and he was a pillar of support. Because of him, we got DBT Star College Support Scheme. And I was able to execute the entire thing successfully only because of his support. A compassionate teacher, Professor Santosh Babu, the current principal, and Jaya ma'am, the most dedicated teacher I have ever met. To understand the kind of teacher I am, the videos of my alumni or the progress of my classes, of our department rather, in the DGVC Physics YouTube channel would help you understand that. I strongly believe in differential learning and hands-on learning to the maximum possible extent, especially in STEM subjects. And undergraduate years is the time when a student tries to explore themselves and find out and figure out who they are. So my role as a teacher is to provide them a plethora of opportunities, platforms, and guide them. It so happens, my department happens to be a government-aided department, and hence many of the students happen to be first-generation learners. For most of them, we are the role models. They may not even have role models at home. So we need to provide them different kinds of platform and different types of learning so that they can live and they can become lifelong learners, later on. Our reverberations, the department magazine, which is in the video format, will also help you understand these things. So what we need as a teacher, sometimes we become mentors, and we need to collaborate with the students many times, not always, many times we need to collaborate and be very considerate and help them to, set the goals. And as a leader of the department, I need to lead the team with feasible goals. So our department, as I said, is a government-aided department. It caters students from very diverse backgrounds and different socioeconomic conditions. And being just a UG department itself poses certain unique challenges. Mine is just a BSc department. So it has its own challenges. So as a teacher, I believe in regularly updating myself and help students network better and update myself with the subject knowledge, teaching skills, new pedagogical tools like RBPT, research-based pedagogy techniques. And I think that transdisciplinary methods is the way ahead. And integrating creative forms in STEM is very, very necessary so that they get a holistic approach of learning things. So next, you will be watching a video of my classroom teaching.
Can you pass? Right? And you have 4 or 5 subjects. You have to clear all the subjects. So when I take physics, you have to clear practicals, you have to clear theory. Then only you can pass the exam. If you don't clear practical, clear theory, what happens to the result? Not possible. Some child clears the practical, he doesn't clear the theory. No. Yes? Should not. She cannot pass. Now, we all know electronic circuits, digital electronic circuits use 0 and 1, the binary system. 0 means low and 1 implies high. 0 means low, high. Right? Yeah, use your hand. 0 is low, 1 is high. Now, my electronic system cannot understand tick and the wrong. So what am I going to do? I'm going to convert it into the language which my circuits understand. So what should I put for tick? Exactly. 1. 1. 1. 1. 0. 1. In this case, 1. 0. Perfect. Now, this, it's a practical and theory. Let me just call them as variables. You know what variables are? So, and here in this case, I'm going to call this as output. I'm going to call it as what? Now, it tells the truth. So, I call it as truth table. I call it as what? Truth table of what? Exactly. And gates. Right? And when you look at it, it looks similar. It looks similar to multiplication. 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. So, the symbol that they have chosen to represent AND gate is dot or asterisk. So, I can write this as y equal to a dot b. Y equal to a dot. And then I need, this is my logical, and I need a symbol for the AND gate itself. A, N, D. I'm going to use this D as a symbol for AND gate. In exam, you may get confused with OR and AND, the symbol. In 1 minute, it is very difficult to recollect sometimes. So remember, D tells you what? AND gate. A, B, y equal to a dot b. And one more thing. Here I have given only 2 inputs. But actually, in case of your exam, what happens? You have English, you have Tamil, or Hindi, Sanskrit, whatever language that you have taken, EVS, extracurricular activities, everything comes. Then only you can get the degree. In such case, 2 inputs will not be. So, can I have more inputs? What do you think logically? Is it allowed or not? If you don't allow, then there is no point in using the logic, right? So, can you allow it or not? If you are a scientist, will you allow it or not? So, that case, AND gates can be represented like this also. That is English, Tamil, or language, maths, chemistry, and all the various subjects practicals. So I can have multiple inputs, and this tell me whether I'm going to pass or not. I'm going to get a degree or not. A dot, B dot, C dot, and so on. So this again symbol, right? So now and table you are able to arrive at. Yes. And logic, and this tells you the symbol for that particular logic, and this is the gate that represents a multi-input gate. Yes, in next class we'll see gates.
As I said, I believe in hands-on training and differential learning. When I joined this college, it was Professor Srinivasan, Matrubudam sir, Ramurthy sir, Professor Krishnan. They all gave me a lot of training in my formative age as a teacher. And they would bomb me with questions again and again, time and again. And Professor Ananthan would visit the department and he would keep on, inquiry-based learning. I was just fresh out of the college and they gave me so much of training, not only to me, to many of my colleagues of that. And later on, when I learned about Professor Padmashri Arvind Gupta through IIT Vijayan sir, it changed and took me to a different level. My hero, Arvind Gupta ji, he introduced me to a lot of books on education, basically, on understanding behavior of children. Here is my, I can say, my science communication journey. Though it had started earlier, it got accelerated only after I came to know Arvind Gupta. So till now, I have, and my students have dubbed, say, around 260 science videos in Tamil. And I have translated a lot of books to Tamil, which are available in his website. To me as a teacher, these books, I would say, have inspired me as a teacher. There are lots, but then I would definitely mention these books. One by Kamala Mukunda, The Bright Sparks and Leelavati's Daughters, which made me learn more and more about Indian science and Indian scientists. Free at Last and Toto Chan, they belong to a very different category, which I would say every teacher should read. So coming to this part, what have I done in the last 5 years? The two major national seminars and conferences, one on pedagogy in collaboration with IAPT, and one on national workshop on science communication. It was funded by Ministry of Education, and I called it as Arrivial Pesalam Vanga, rather come let's talk science. This is what Professor Srinivasan and Professor Ananthan taught us in the department. You can watch the proceedings of these seminars in the YouTube channel DGVC Physics. Apart from that, me and my colleagues as a team have been leading them, and we have been conducting a lot of programs for the students. These are the two main things I would like to say. And much after Corona, even survival was difficult for many of the students. We had to help them emotionally strong, be emotionally strong, financially strong. And then once they came back, by then we had renovated our department and we had got a new STEM lab. So with again IAPT, we had a STEM training for the nearby Chennai government school kids. And this tradition of having training for the government school teachers and the government school kids, it has been going on for many years in my department. This gives, students, my own students, a different platform where they become teachers because they are future leaders. And I strongly believe in corridors are the learning spaces. So last year we introduced a program for Azadi Ki Amritotsav. Here you can see a poster where we have all Indian scientists. The QR code will take you to the Vigyan Prasar website. And, the entire corridor, even now it is there. We had a lot of posters made by the students on J.C. Bose, on IIT Madras, Genesis of IIT Madras, on Vivekananda and Tata Institute of Science, so on P.C. Ray, on Naidamma, learning the history of Indian scientists. It becomes very important. So, and creating innovative platforms, a step towards lifelong learning. This we do by holding Zero Shadow Day, Equinox Day, Ayuka Women's Breakfast, and Asteroid Day, Royal Society of Chemistry beads activities. There are n number of activities, especially during Corona. Along with MyGov, we had a lot of activities in the department. The students were at home during Corona, but I encourage a lot of online activities. For that matter, you can see a lot of videos on being safe during Corona. Some with the help of cartoons, some with the pictures, because as I said, students have diverse talents, different talents. So how are we going to tap it as a teachers? Yes. So, and I also believe in, training the teachers. One of the programs I'm very much involved is Vigyan Pratipa booklet worksheet, science worksheets translation and small science booklet translation. So through, instead of mathematical sciences and HBCSE, I'm involved in teacher training, as well as I'm involved in teacher training through SART, Tamil Nadu SART, through RMSA and many other government bodies. My students have become science communicators. I'm very proud to say that. They do dubbing, as I said. They create videos. Many of my students have become YouTube teachers. Whatever they learn in my classroom, they try to create the same using the YouTube, and they teach others. And they regularly publish articles in different magazines, science magazines, both in English as well as in Tamil. Recently, one of our students who's visually handicapped, he was able to publish an article on Suற்றுச்சூழல் சீர்கேடு, rather environmental pollution, in a science magazine. I'm really proud that I have been able to lead as a convener, the special needs equal opportunity cell of our college. Last 1 year, I was able to do arts workshop for these children with different needs and different challenges. Counsel the parents to get their special ID cards and the concession cards and concessions and accommodations for the exams. And for the first time, we were able to conduct sports. We had to tailor make the sports events for each student, because each of them have different challenge physically. So that was again held. And I have been a guide to many teachers regarding the inclusive practices for the past decade. I strongly believe in inclusive education, and we are trying to integrate that into our system. And when it comes to achievements, the DBT full scope funding was given to me, through which myself and my cohorts were able to reach many schools. You can see our activities, the outcomes in the DBT, in the full scope microcosmos website. And we have been conducting a lot of outreach programs, STEM outreach programs also for the students. Because of this, our own students, especially them coming from very challenged backgrounds, they get a lot of inner strength. And many of my students have, transformed a lot. And they go to do medical physics or material sciences at Anna University, and then MSc physics in various colleges and universities, or take up MCA or MBA. Because as I said, UG education is a platform where they try to explore themselves, and depending on their needs, their family backgrounds, each of them take their own path. And I'm very proud to say here, one of such cohorts, Vimal, my own student, he is now doing PhD in physics education at Homi Bhabha Center for Science Education, because these are the things that have inspired them. And then have completed electronics videos on the subject electronics, funded by EMMRC, and these are available in EMMRC Swayam Prabha Channel 10. And as I said, STEM workshop in the last 5 years, leaving the Corona period, it has been our backbone of the department. And this is one main reason, I would say, why there is excellent progression towards higher education in my department. There are a lot of moments that we treasure a lot. And in this picture, now you can see two toy notes, 2000 notes, which one of the government school child, he was in 8th standard. I think it was in 2018 or 19. They came for STEM workshop in my department. When he left, he put everything in a cover along with a letter that said, Uttara ma'am, I like how your students taught, and it was an eye-opener for me. He wrote it in Tamil, and as a token of appreciation, he gave me 2,000 notebooks, notes, and these rupee notes, to 4,000 rupee notes, I would say I would treasure forever. And I've been a part of, it's really privileged to be part of various programs during Azadi Ki Amrit Mahotsav, mainly on Vigyan Vidushi project of Vigyan Prasad, where I was able to pen biography of 4 women scientists of our country: Dr. Renu Swarup, Dr. Tessie Thomas, Dr. Annapurni, and Professor Nilima Gupta. And as a part of Vigyan Sarvatra Pujate, I have created some 6 posters on science and technology milestones. All these you can see in my website as well as in Vigyan Prachar websites. I'm currently translating the biographies of the women scientists of the country into Tamil and publishing it in Ariviyal Palagai, a Tamil magazine of DST Vigyan Prasad. And last 1.5 years, I've been, say 1 year, I have been able to translate the posters which have come out as videos now of CSIR Swastik project. And especially during Corona, with more of online classes, I was able to complete the Vigyan Pratibha worksheets of class 8 and 9 for science and maths into Tamil, and these have been published as bilingual books, which have been put to use by IMSC for teacher training for Tamil Nadu, as well as training the teachers across the country. And I'm also involved in Tamil Nadu government translation project, Muttamil Arinyar translation project, where I was able to contribute on a book on Saha and other one on microcosmos. These books belong to G. Venkatraman series. And recently, I have published 2 of my books. One, Yavarkumam Kalvi, meaning education for all. This talks about inclusive education, understanding children with learning disabilities or dyslexia. And another book, Kande Naturally, is a comic book on understanding nuclear physics. So the original author is Jean-Pierre Petit, and I have translated this book on comics. The other book on microwave that you see in the screen right now, this I translated in the Kaleidoscope project of MHRD through IIT Madras. If you want to read more books or my translation works, these are all freely available in my website. For the past 10 years or 15 years, you can read any of the books that I have translated. And as I said, Sri Arvind Gupta has been my mentor, who has been motivating me to translate more and more books. You can read all these booklets in his website or in the archives. And finally, when a teacher's and undergraduate students' articles published side by side in the same magazine, what else can the teacher ask for? Yes, you can. Many of my own students are becoming science communicators. So you can see here my article along with the article of my own student. These 2 are independent articles published in the same magazine. So this is what it is all about, my journey as a teacher, mentor, guide, a facilitator who helps students to find themselves, their own selves, what they want. And that was a small part of my journey. Thank you, one and all. Thank you for this opportunity.